Hi guys. I always forget where to look. We're going to wait for people to filter in, and then we're going to get started. Hey guys, I'm opening up the chat. We're running a little late today, so bear with me, please. Oh! I just opened the chat. 14 people watching now. Hey guys. Sorry I've been so rude. Let's see. Ugh. How do I see this?
All right. I'm going to do my traditional walk across.
Oh! It wouldn't be the live stream without an ass shot.
Cool. It's so bright. Holy shit. Crazy.
Maybe if we move the camera.
Okay. That's a little better. Okay. You know, not that I don't enjoy you looking like an angel bathed in light.
Oh, thank you.
Can't really see the details of your body. And your
My
face.
body.
And your face. That was
My body.
That was a funny segment.
Oh, I loved it. We should bring it back.
That was
Guys, you're not a true fan unless you understand this reference. My body.
Body.
If anybody can tell me what that's from.
10,000 points to Gryffindor.
10,000. 10,000, wow. Points to Gryffindor.
I was delighted by, I posted something about COD facts, and I was delighted by how many people, like, knew what I was talking about.
I used to do this all the time. This is another thing I'm gonna bring back. I used to go like this, like hashtag.
Oh.
Because it looks like a...
Yeah, I got that. Crossfaded.
Crossfaded! Now that we have video, we can do stuff like that.
You can see us in our truth.
It's so exciting. Yeah, you don't get the full effect when you can't see, our gang signs.
White girls with gang signs.
Hashtag. Cutbacks.
Oh, man. I have fucking Mumford and Sons stuck in my head.
I used to love Mumford and Sons.
They bring me joy still. They still spark joy.
Oh, really? They stopped sparking joy for me a little bit.
I mean, I'm not, like, listening regularly to Mumford and Sons, but...
If it comes on, you're jamming.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. I will wait for you. Will you?
Yes. I will. Can somebody write in the chat so I can see if it's working? This is an experimental. It's a collab.
Uh-huh.
It's like vaccines. Everyone needs to participate for it to work.
So we don't all get AIDS.
There's not a vaccine for AIDS.
Not that you know of.
That's true.
There's PrEP.
Yeah, I know. But not a vaccine.
Okay.
Yet.
Did you hear about that Nipsey Hussle guy who died?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the theory that, like, because he was coming out with a documentary about a whole
We're laughing at Andrew's silhouette. It's just very front and center.
It's so pretty. I never managed not to have it.
Yeah, I heard that. I know all about it. I didn't actually know who he was before it happened.
Neither did I. Okay, I got it.
Chat?
Uh-huh.
I don't understand why I can't see it. Oh, you know what?
Do the YouTube app.
But like, oh, okay, that's. But like, why on the iPad can I not see it?
Oh, I don't know. I can never see it on the iPad.
Weird.
Oh. Cody Allen's here.
Cody!
Wow, someone said you did great telling off Crazy D.
Thank you so much.
She did.
Thank you so much. I obviously, and I was worried. I'm not worried, but I was a little.
Did you block her?
No, I didn't. I'm not scared of her. I was worried that people were gonna think like
I'm not scared of you.
that we're not grateful for people writing to us. I love when you guys write to us.
Yeah.
Like, just to be completely clear, I love talking to you guys. I think everybody understands that she crossed a line.
Yeah.
Even when she was being an oversharer, I still kind of enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind oversharers.
Crazy D was your first weirdo.
I don't know if I would say that. I'm not going to say any names, but...
That's true. She latched on specifically to you, and, you guys had a relationship.
We did. We had a very brief but real relationship.
Yeah.
But, nothing lasts forever.
I blocked Crazy D because I was afraid she was going to freak out.
Oh, you did block her?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's part of me that, wants to see if she'll say something.
You wanted to see if Crazy D can bring it.
There's nothing she can say. We didn't say anything that's not true.
No,
we did call her a bitch. But...
We called her...
a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But...
for comedic effect. I called someone a bitch yesterday on the episode that we recorded.
It's also like...
I edited it out.
I can't be expected to not call people bitches. And it's not like a male-female thing. It's you can be a bitch no matter who you are.
Yeah, the world is filled with little bitches. Let's see. I love that a lot of our listeners have kids. It's so great. It's so like.
I love looking at pictures of your kids, too.
I know. Cody Allen's daughters are cute as fuck.
Your kids are so fucking cute.
Yeah.
Jeff's kids are so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff and Val.
Cutest kids in the block.
Oh my god. One of them in particular has Jeff's face. It's Jeff's face on like a 5-year-old. It's
crazy.
So cute. Because he's a zaddy.
Hi, Andrea Land. Lisa X says, how's Chicago? Chicago was wonderful. I had the greatest time. The shows were so much fun. Comedians were so much fun. Audience, everything. I stayed at like a wonderful Airbnb. 10 out of 10. My only weird experience there really was at a club. And it wasn't even that bad. I was in a competition. I was on a competition show at the Laugh Factory, which was such a fun club. And there was this guy. So every comic goes up for 5 minutes, and then they vote on like Instagram or whatever who wins. And so I went up, and I had a really great set. But I finished on a joke about like how whiny fucking white guys are, and I got off stage, and this guy, Alex Camp is his name. Look him up on Instagram if you want. I'm sure he has like 3 followers. He was like, yeah, he was fucking rude. I walked off stage, and he was going after me, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And I was just like, what? Like
to the audience?
To me.
So as you were walking off, he was walking on?
Yeah.
So weird.
I know. And I was like, I just crushed. Like, go up there and crush then if you're so fucking upset.
Do you think there's a chance he was trying to make a joke?
No, because he was a weird little cock
Because he's a guy.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe he was trying to play off of what you said and it didn't work.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it super didn't land.
Possibly. He was a weird little cuck afterwards, though. He like wouldn't make eye contact with me. And he bombed, which was awesome. And Hannah, actually, we're in the Laugh Factory on Friday, and she did a joke about having herpes, and a guy came up to her and was like, so that's like your joke to be like, stay away from me. And she was like, what? I was like, well, you say like you have herpes, so it's like no one wants to fuck you. She was like, no, like I have sex with people. Like, it was like
real rude.
It was super rude. It's just like that. It doesn't surprise me that a club is where the most like kind of shitty, weird, misogynistic shit happened. I'm like, that stuff's not even like, that was, I wasn't like, both me and Hannah were not like, oh my god, I'm so upset. It was just like, everywhere else.
No, but it's never nice to like have conversations with people who are being so clearly rude to you for no reason.
Well, it's like we were both talking about it, and you're like, even though like, this person's super rude, like, they're probably insecure themselves to say something like that to a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, and like, try not to, like, take it personally. It still always hurts my feelings.
Yeah, me too.
I can, like, never not have it bum me out. So it's like...
It bums me out, too, because I always think, like, why did that person go out of their way to say that to me?
Yeah, I know.
That's always the thought. It's like, why... It's easier just to say nothing to a person.
I know.
Why'd they go out of their way to make a bad impression?
Yeah.
and like to hurt my feelings for
I know.
no reason.
You hurt my feelings. Yeah, it's like you're like annoyed at yourself for being hurt by this person because clearly they're an idiot, but like it's so you can't help it. Especially when you're in a place where you don't know people and then there's some fucking weirdo just being like, what the fuck? And you're like, what? Was I fucked up? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
No. I had a great set. So, yeah.
People be people.
People be people.
Okay. We're gonna get it started. I think we should start with the advice question that I have, if you're into that.
Yeah.
I also got a DM from somebody that I was
Interesting. Okay. Are we starting now or starting from the beginning? This.
we should start now.
Okay. Take the timestamp.
Oh, okay.
Because like I have to find when I,
Yeah, okay.
You know what? I can't. Okay, whatever.
Okay. Well, if it helps you, we've been live for like 12 minutes.
Okay.
Baby, I'm back. Yeah. I'm here to cater to you.
What is this?
Yeah. 'Cause I'll be your lover. I'll be your best friend. Tell me what I gotta do.
I'm having trouble looking at you.
Do for you.
What is that?
That's Baby, I'm Back
Okay. Bye.
by Baby Bash, maybe? It's a classic.
Hashtag Canadian.
Classic. Do you know the song that's like, Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly?
Yeah.
Same person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a fan of his work.
How's everybody doing? We have people in the chat.
Hello.
Sam Turner got a new username. It's Sick Witch, which I very much enjoy.
Illness, baby.
Hot mess approved. We're thinking of starting this live stream off with an advice question.
Yes.
I personally have been really liking giving advice on the show.
Yeah.
We don't do it all the time because we don't really have a steady flow of advice questions. People occasionally send them to us, but that's not like, we're not known for giving advice.
Why would we be?
You know, I'm not a trained therapist.
Can I say this? Every time I do a show where there is a person in the audience, usually a female, who is perhaps visibly drunk or causing a scene, always afterwards she'll come up to me and be like, I fucking loved your set. You are my spirit animal. And I'm like, I know that my brand is that I'm a hot mess, but why is it every time the visibly fucked up
I see what you
person
mean.
is like, I relate to you? It's like,
do you
sick.
really not know why?
I don't know why. I guess I'm open and I talk about fucked up shit, but like, it's always like, I did some abortion jokes in Chicago, and this girl who was hammered. It was an open mic. She's hammered, she's like waving her booze around, heckling other comics, and she was gonna go up, heckling other comics. And then like I get off stage, and she like, comes up to me and she's like, "You fucking got it," and I'm like, "Oh God, yeah, of course."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Everyone's mad that I'm heckling. I'm gonna go up there. I'm I'm like, "Yep."
So she was drunk, but she wasn't drunk enough to not know that people were mad at her for heckling.
I think she would have done it if she was drunk or not. Like
that's one type of person I will never understand. Like somebody who is not self-conscious, like has no problem, no shame, heckling somebody on stage.
I know.
This is not your time.
It's also like no one else is doing this. It's an open mic. Everyone's sitting there like with their notebooks, and then there's you, fucking waist-cased, just being like, "And I'm saying a lot," but it's like, off stage, and I'm like, there's my new fan.
Yeah.
There's my new fan and friend.
So did you guys connect, or were you like, get away from me?
I just was like,
Were you like, I have herpes?
I have herpes.
If you were here for the pre-show, you would get that reference.
Yeah.
You have to filter in early. I think everyone's still here.
Sure. If you missed the pre-show exclusive,
you're missing key content, baby.
Herpes references. I was just like, every time someone who's like visibly intoxicated or kind of like a little obviously unhinged approaches me in public, she was like, everyone's fucking mad that I'm yelling, but
I'm actually an asshole, so I don't give a shit.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Like, that's the undertone of what she's saying.
Oh, I mean, there's many undertones.
But also, like, she thinks that you're gonna be on board with that behavior, too.
Exactly. So
that's why
I'm
so
like,
offensive.
why does every loudmouthed, inappropriate bitch think that I'm gonna think, yeah, do whatever you want?
I think because you have kind of like this man-hating demeanor to you.
Sure.
Well, I'm not saying that
No.
you hate all men.
Yeah.
I am not saying
No.
that she hates all men. On the record.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag on the record.
Hashtag not all men. Hashtag most.
Hashtag most men. But you have that, like, you definitely have that demeanor to you.
Sure, I don't go off stage
So,
and be like, what a coy,
right,
conservative.
But not conservative, but also like specifically like calling out men.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of women interpret that as like, I have a voice and I can use it.
Sure.
To be obnoxious.
Right. That's my problem. I'm like, use it at the right time. Like, because you're making us look bad.
Yeah. You're ruining it for
you're making
all
us
of us.
Loudmouth bitches look bad because you can't be fucking polite. I mean, she was obviously it was a self-serve, God, I love drunk people. I could watch drunk people all day, every day. It was a self-serve, cider bar. So, it was cool looking.
A cider bar?
Yeah, you would have loved it. It was a self-serve cider bar, so you get your cup, and then they're kind of like, not like smoothie, fucking Slurpee machines. But
Okay.
it was like different ciders. So, which, when you have an alcoholic in the midst, is a dangerous fucking game.
Right, because to an alcoholic, cider is apple juice.
Yeah, and there's no
tension.
She's just under the, like, machine, like,
You know, yeah, I was about to ask a question, and I'm like, I already know the answer to this. You know when, like, you're on spring break or something and they pour shots directly into your mouth?
Oh, yeah.
I was about to be like, have you ever done that? And then I was like, wait,
oh,
what?
Yes.
Have you ever not done that? Would be a more appropriate question. Okay, let's get into it. You want to get into it?
Yes.
Emily and Andrea, love you, hot messes. You said you wanted more advice questions, so here it is.
Thank you.
Please leave out my name. Don't worry, we always leave out the name.
You're not Crazy D.
For legal purposes. Well, Crazy D is even a pseudonym.
I know.
We should have said her name. We should drag her. I'm not going to drag her. Because I'm scared of her. Deep down. Deep fear.
I'm deeply afraid of her, too.
I think
we also don't really know where she lives.
I'm 98% sure she lives in New York City. Which is way scarier.
Yeah.
If she was, we used to think she lived in a different country.
She did.
And then I would be only mildly afraid.
Okay, I want to get to this question, but I will say quickly about her. We did not read her tweets on her Facebook statuses.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to, she writes frequent Facebook statuses that are kind of like calls, like for recommendations, or assistance with various jobs, like looking for a repairman in the NYC area who knows about chandeliers. Like very specific calls to action.
Yeah.
And nobody ever responds.
No one responds. She posts like garage sale shit. So then she'll be like, I'm in Tel Aviv. Who wants to party? And it'll be like, what? she's one of I'm like, what is going on?
And originally,
Crazy.
I just reduced that to just. She's not old, but people of a certain generation, a lot of them don't really know how to use Facebook.
Right.
Or don't use it appropriately, so I reduced it to that, but now I know that it's because she's crazy.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm getting really sick and tired of my family making comments about me not being successful enough for my age.
Oh, shit. Millennial problem.
I'm 27 years old,
Okay.
and I work as a junior assistant film editor.
Okay.
Great job.
It's a good job.
I've had this job for 2 years now, and I'm still being trained to be an editor. I'm learning a lot, but I still have quite a bit to learn. Fair enough.
You worked in a film editing house.
I did work at, so I'm like kind of familiar with this world, which is, I have a lot to say about this question, but let me get through it. My parents frequently ask why I have not been promoted yet and make small but frequent jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That's air quotes for people not watching the video.
Mm-hmm.
About how much money I make. FYI, I make about $30K a year.
Okay.
I've told them many times that I need to pay my dues to grow within the company, and no one at my level makes a lot of money. They seem to think that I'm not working hard enough. When my parents were my age, they were married, homeowners, and had their first baby, my older brother, on the way. By the way, my older brother is in finance and makes a stupid amount of money. I feel like the failure of my family. Please help.
Well,
Thanks. Not saying your name.
Technically you are. But
Yeah, I mean, comparatively. I mean, how do you measure success?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this feeling and concept.
I'm so familiar with this feeling because I'm also the failure of my family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are like I said, I have lots of things to say about this. First of all, if we want to go through it, like, just based on what you're telling us, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like, in my eyes, you're a star.
Mm.
You're 27. You're still in your 20s, first of all. People change careers all the time.
Often.
You said that you've had this job for 2 years, so you've had this job since you were 25. That, to me, is a very reasonable age for somebody to decide what they want to do.
Yeah. I switched careers at 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People switch careers.
And I make $3 a year.
I probably make less than $3 a year once taxes are involved.
Oh, God.
But patreon.com/hotmess.
Seriously.
But yeah, so $30K a year, that's not a lot of money. I don't know where you live, but if you're a film editor, you probably live in a city, so I understand your parents are probably coming from a place of concern that they want you to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I understand this because, like I said, I make negative $2 a year, and it doesn't excite my parents.
No.
They're not thrilled about it.
We're both, like, college educated. We've, like, been given every advantage, and we're fucking broke podcasters.
I mean, I was on a path to probably be like an English professor.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I could have done that if I wanted to, amongst many other things. Like, I could have probably done anything except be an Olympic gymnast or some shit. So, like, I understand this, but you have to follow your passion.
You'd be a fun English professor.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a joke. Like, I was planning to be a teacher after college for a time.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it's a miserable existence involving giving so much of yourself to something that gives very little back.
Yeah, that's so many careers.
I mean, really, it's so many careers, but you have to be so passionate to not burn out as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because they work so incredibly hard. We don't give them enough credit.
No, it sucks.
And they get paid like nothing.
Yeah,
they get paid nothing.
It makes me so upset how little teachers make and how important their jobs are versus like a tech person who's like an asshole and makes like 6 figures and is like sexually harassing people at his job and like God, there is no justice sometimes.
Yeah. Or, I mean, like this girl said her brother works in finance and makes way more money than her. Both my siblings make way more money than me.
Yeah, your siblings are rich as fuck.
My sister is a baller. Like, I don't know if I've brought it up on the podcast, but she is a baller. Like, she's in a house.
balling out of control.
She lives in a house of gold and owns a pet unicorn. Okay?
She is so rich. It is so funny when we, like, go to... And she doesn't, like, carry herself in any way that, like, you would understand how wealthy she is.
So modest.
So we go to, like... We'll go to her house, like, we're nearby, like, shooting a sketch thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, let's stop by your sister's apartment. And then it's like, you take the elevator up. The door opens. It's like,
we're in the Ritz.
Oh!
Welcome to the penthouse.
Like, beautiful.
It's fucking crazy.
Beautiful antique furniture and, like, a Peloton bike. And,
drives a BMW.
Gorgeous son.
They just, oh, you want to watch a movie? What?
Yeah.
Buy it. Like, Ariana Grande, I want it, I got it. Like, that's the way that they live. Okay? And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I would love to live like that. But you can't live a passionless life. No. I think in the end, it's not worth it if you're living a life void of passion. My sister's very passionate about what she does. So she made money by being the best at what she loves to do.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's the best that you can hope for.
And your sister is in this industry.
My sister's actually in this industry. Her husband is an editor. And that is what being an editor is. You put in years of your life to be trained.
Yeah. And
if you're good at it, and you're personable, which I'm sure you are because you listen to our show, so you get it. You really need to hone in that skill. I mean, it's like anything else artistic, and people need to build their trust in you and really like your style and feel like they want to work with you.
Oh, yeah. It takes time to build up, like, goodwill, resources, a network, like,
credibility.
By the time I was finished in fashion, I had been working there for about 5 years. I'd working in the industry for about 5 years, and I was finally approaching like a 6-figure salary. But I fucking ate dick to get to that.
Yeah, fashion is another one of those jobs. It's like if you don't have a passion for it, you burn out.
No, you don't. And like, to make you feel better, dear listener who wrote in, when I started working in fashion, my starting salary was $23K. So, and that's in New York City. That's impossible.
I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York.
My parents helped me, and I've been thinking about this a lot. To come to New York, like, and try to quote unquote make it with help from nobody is insane.
It's virtually impossible.
It's virtually impossible, and that makes me so sad because this is the city where artists were traditionally like able to go and live in lower rent places and work with one another. And
it's different now, though.
I know, and it fucking sucks.
Well, it does suck, but it's also much safer. Like, artists used to live in the East Village, and it was not safe, and people would get mugged and killed all the time. So it's like a trade-off, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I've thought about that a lot. New York is also not made for single people.
No.
I have 2 roommates, and it's like, I can just barely pay my rent, and I live balls deep in Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Whenever anybody lives in Manhattan, I'm like, what's your secret?
How did you do this? Well, that's the thing. So, the parents, to go back to the parents,
yeah, so you're on the right track. If
you love what you do.
You love what you do.
If you don't, and you're soulless, go into finance.
Yeah.
Go into tech or go into finance. It's where the money is.
Have your brother get you a job.
Start sucking the devil's dick.
Start sucking the devil's dick 5 days a week, at least.
Yeah.
And then only live your life for 48 hours a week.
Right. Well, that's the problem. Like, we've talked at length about finance people or tech people And they just, I don't know, man. They're pretty upset about their lives when you get down to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a worthwhile. But some people, like my dad, has started in finance and like loves it, like loved it.
Yeah.
Some people love it. You know, you're a numbers person. You love like risk analysis and things like that.
There's an art to it for sure.
Oh yeah. If you're good at it, you will be rewarded.
And I'm using the word art loosely.
Sure.
there's a mastery to it.
Of course.
And yeah, but if you want to be in the arts,
you're ready to suck the dick of poverty forever.
And your parents might not understand that because maybe they're not particularly artistic. I'm not sure because you didn't say what they do. They also grew up in a different time.
Yeah.
Being 27 now is not like what it was like to be 27 in 1975.
No.
Or 1985.
Well, yeah, I think like they still have the ideas of what success was within their generation, but like you could just have a job back then and like live a decent life with it. And like put away money to buy a house. Like that is not what we're doing now.
No.
People in the middle of the country, man, it's fucking rough. Multiple jobs to just like make ends meet. Like medical shit. Like the country is not in the position that it was.
The fact that we were ever able to have the family unit exist with just the father's salary and the mom being able to stay home and take care of the kids.
Yeah.
The fact that used to be way more common.
Common and feasible. Yeah.
I mean, that's what my grandmother didn't work. They lived on just my grandfather's salary and she didn't work.
Yeah. Like,
you just don't really see that now.
No, you don't. I mean, if the husband works in finance or one of these fucked up jobs where you make lots of money, I would say
standpoint that you're doing well.
Yeah.
The amount of money that you're making, if you're able to sustain yourself, I don't know if maybe you're still living with your parents. I honestly, I wouldn't worry about the money too much right now. Mm-hmm. If you're doing what you want to do. The thing that bothers me more is that you feel like your parents are making fun of you or don't think very highly of what you're doing. And that's a really shitty feeling.
Yeah. Well, I think you can... it depends on how, when it comes to confronting parents, you have to, have reason. When you made this joke, I always find when confronting a family member, I always try to be, specific about what is upsetting me, because being you don't understand me is not usually an effective way to handle it. I think you can just be when you said this joke, what you're really saying is that you think that I'm not doing well and that hurts my feelings, and that's kind of all you can do. You can be this specific thing is communicating this and that upsets me, please don't do that anymore. And that's it. You can voice your piece and then they'll probably keep doing it in other ways, you know what I mean? I don't tease people to get a point across, so it's hard to relate to that being a tool that you use.
Right.
But, so, you're kind of already working with someone who, your parents are not, being emotionally intelligent with their way of dealing with you, so I think you have to just, understand that you might not get that from them. I think a lot of, as a younger person, I really thought I could get different things than what I had from my parents, or that they would understand my worldviews, and my mom definitely is more pliable and will engage in conversation with me about things, but my dad, I never was going to get a different perspective, so you gotta stop you gotta just kind of write off that behavior and understand that it's shitty.
Yeah, and that they may be limited based on their experience.
Yeah, and it's hard because they're the people who like guided you your whole life and created you and like, it's not like we were talking before the show about how even when a dickhead before a show says something rude to you, it still hurts your feelings. So
even if you know they're a dickhead.
yeah, and so your parents saying something demeaning to you is always gonna hurt your feelings, but I think you gotta just try to understand that even though they're your parents, they're still wrong to act that way. So it shouldn't be given too much credence, I guess.
Lisa X says they shouldn't say anything unless she still stays with them or constantly asks them for help with money. Yeah, well, she didn't say whether she still lives with her parents. I'm thinking like $30K a year is hard to live on in a big city.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should even make comments if she does still live with them.
Well, because they're okay. They've agreed to it. So, I don't know.
That's just a very passive-aggressive way to say that you have a problem with me still living with you.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's the comments. But I think if you're still living with them,